This is the 3D Viewmaster Showtime Benji Superstar. Hey folks, why is Benji running well? This is the story of a dog named Benji. He's a little dog, what some people might call a mutt, but to Cindy and Paul and their housekeeper Mary, he's the most important dog in the world. That's why they were all so excited when they discovered that Benji and Tiffany could go with them on their vacation to Greece. Of course, if Benji had known what was in store for him in Greece, he'd probably have stayed at home. The pictures in this GAF Viewmaster packet tell the whole story of Benji's greatest adventure. It's a story of laughter, love, and suspense that you will never forget. Benji becomes a secret agent. You'll learn how and why in Reel 1. Picture 1. Benji and Tiffany could hardly wait to get started. Paul and Cindy let them hold their passports as they headed for the plane, a huge Boeing 727. Picture 2. Benji had traveled in a cage before, but something happened in this time that really gave him a fright. A tall man he'd never seen before opened the lock and put Benji's face into a handkerchief soaked in something that made him very sleepy. Then the man took a piece of cold metal and stamped something on Benji's left front paw. Benji tried hard to lick it off, but it was there to stay. Picture 3. In Athens, Greece, Mary, Paul and Cindy transferred to another jet and flew on to the island of Crete. Quite by accident, Benji and Tiffany missed the plane change and ended up in a strange luggage room at the Athens airport. When someone accidentally left Benji's cage open, he slipped away, darted through the airport, and soon found himself lost and alone on a busy street in downtown Athens. Exhausted, he finally paused for a rest in front of a toy store. Picture 4. For most of the day, Benji wandered through the streets of this strange city. The people all spoke a peculiar language, and even the signs along the streets looked funny. Benji wondered if he would ever find something to eat and some cool water to drink. Picture 5. Some things remained the same, even in Greece, like cats for instance. They always seemed conceited to Benji and very unpredictable. Picture 6. As luck would have it, Benji wandered into an open-air meat market. The butcher and the customer were arguing about the price of some scrumptious-looking sausages. Benji's mouth watered as he moved in closer. Picture 7. Benji took a look around the market to see if anyone was watching. Then, like a flash, he grabbed the sausages and bounded down the street, the whole string trailing behind him. Has Benji bitten off more than he can chew? You'll find out in Reel 2. Picture 1. The whole world looked better to Benji after a good meal and a good night's sleep. He had found an ideal hideaway, a cozy little nook bordered on 2 sides by marble and on a third by a wall. There was only one thing wrong with it. Picture 2. It was already occupied, but a huge brown dog who was in no mood to share. Fortunately, Benji had some sausages left over, which he politely offered to the big dog. The other dog snorted and began to eat. He and Benji soon became the best of friends. Picture 3. After his new friend had left, Benji found himself face to face with a vicious black Doberman. Benji turned and ran as fast as he could. Picture 4. As Benji raced past a flower shop, he suddenly had an idea. He quickly darted behind a bunch of carnations, hoping their sweet smell would throw the Doberman off his trail. Picture 5. The Doberman must have had a poor nose because he passed right by. Lucky for Benji, he wasn't a bloodhound. Following close behind the Doberman was Chandler Dietrich, the man who had put the marks on Benji's paw. Picture 6. Dietrich spotted Benji again and started after him in a flashy red sports car. Benji narrowly escaped by racing up a flight of flagstone steps. Picture 7. Benji turned and saw Dietrich reach for a gun. Then Dietrich changed his mind and roared down the narrow street away from Benji. But Benji was sure he hadn't seen the last of Dietrich. Next, Benji saves the day in Reel 3. Picture 1. Dietrich finally caught up with Benji and took him to a boat in the harbor. His plan was to get a print of what was on Benji's paw and then to throw Benji overboard. But Benji managed to squeeze through an open door. Picture 2. And race down the pier as fast as he could. Behind him he heard a shot, then felt a bullet explode just inches away. He glanced back at Dietrich, then ran faster than ever. Picture 3. Benji bounded up the road toward Athens with Dietrich's powerful sports car right behind. He paused at his hideout to look for his friend, but no one was there. He raced on toward town. Picture 4. As Benji rounded a corner, his heart suddenly stood still. There were police everywhere. In the middle of all, the commotion was Dietrich's red car, but it wasn't the car that caused Benji to freeze. Picture 5. There, in the front seat, tears streaming down her face, was Cindy. Next to her, with his gun pressed to her head, was Chandler Dietrich. Picture 6. Benji turned and started toward the car. He knew he had to do something. Gathering speed, he suddenly leaped toward Dietrich, sank his teeth deep into his wrist, knocked the gun from his hand. The police closed in. Picture 7. A US agent explained to Paul, Cindy and Mary that Dietrich had put the code on Benji's paw so he'd know exactly where to meet and kidnap an important scientist. Of course, the only thing that mattered to Paul and Cindy was that Benji was safe and sound back with people who loved him. We want to add new videos every day, so please subscribe to our channel.
And if you had fun, thumbs up.